The identity theft war tactic changed free dark Afro-American Indians into Negroes and blacks via laws. The European colonialists used Virginia's slave codes to completely reclassify the Afro-American dark Indian into non-identified people without ties to their own Virginia indigenous soil. Being called Negro and Black caused them to lose their rights and their lands. Today, many Afro-American dark Indians are now identified as African American. These African Americans have been systematically misled due to the identity theft war tactic. They have been misled and do not know their identities. Fortunately, the Accawmacke know their true place, identity, and their rights in their Virginia homeland. Despite the prejudice in America against the so-called African Americans, there's a large number of immigrants from Africa, Ghana, Nigeria largely, Ethiopia, Somalia, you name it. They seem to be welcome in this very prejudiced place against Negroid looking people. It doesn't make sense. However, when you look at the fact that this place has a history of such prejudice towards their own African Americans, why do they welcome foreign immigrants? Well, despite the prejudice, they are here. And now there is a first generation of immigrant, new African American adult children in America. Immigrant African Americans are here and given the same name as our misled African Americans. Now, the unfortunate Afro-American dark Indians who have been misled and believe that they are from Africa, when in actuality they are just misclassified Indians, are bound to be swept into a sea of African Americans to be forever lost. The identity theft tactic works. It will make these people lose their rights and ties to the land and be swept into a classification along with foreign immigrants. It's being used along with misleading DNA reports to deeply convince Afro-American dark Indians that they come from Africa and that they are indeed on foreign soil in America and have no real indigenous rights in this country. Hopefully, more black identity theft victims or so-called African Americans will research their genealogy and history while looking toward the homeland of their American Negro ancestors. If the genealogy and land records points to their being from America and not Africa, they need to reconsider and next search for the Indians that inhabited their forefathers and foremothers' homelands. Because here, they need to learn about their own people and find the true indigenous American Indian people to which they belong. They should also read books about those Indians and maps to find out who exactly they are, where they were, and who the people are that they are connected to. FYI, slave ships logs do not necessarily mean you are from Africa. Slave ships transported American Indians to the islands from England, to Virginia, from Virginia to Florida, Louisiana, back and forth and back. And also, ships took many Afro-Indians to Europe and even took dark American Afro-Indians to Africa. So truly, the Black identity theft victim Americans, referred to wrongly as African American, need to do their research. Now, back to the Accawmackes. The Revolutionary War of 1776 was not the fight for American independence you believe, not merely a fight to be free from England's tariffs, taxation, and limitations. It was a bloody, greedy fight for invading European defectors and deviants to take over America. They were here to take over the homeland that belonged to the Afro-American dark Indian people. The new self-proclaimed revolutionary European Americans sought to assume the identity of the true copper-colored Indians in still vast country. If you look at history, it has been done all over the world and repeatedly. Just look to Hawaii. The first thing the colonialists did was ask the Queen to make them native Hawaiians. The next thing you know, they banished her, made her step down, destroyed her. And they made it with the natives until now. They are pretty much unrecognizable as the dark indigenous Hawaiians that were there, and that was as recent as the late 1800s, early 1900s. So you see how quickly the identity theft can occur.